you would communicate with him by those means. And I know that my son is not afraid to address any issue. Uh, that's just who he is. He's one of the deacons in our church,
Okay.
and he is a leader in our church. He's a man of faith. He believes in service. He believes in fairness or justice, if you will. And I mean, he grew up in a God-fearing home.
Okay.
His mother passed away about 5 years ago, and but he's still going strong. And I was just thinking about his mom today and talking to her in my own way to say that she'd be very proud of
Wow.
his commitment to serving. He is not in this for himself. He has a job, and but the city gets a lot of his time. That's why I urge all citizens to support full-time funding for their city councilman, because right now the councilmen aren't really paid
Yeah, that's true.
to do what they're doing, and it's really a disadvantage to the community because they're being asked to do things far beyond the support, financial support that they're getting. And I would encourage everybody to get out and vote and support that. We're too large of a city. We've got cities that are smaller than us that support their councilmen and women uh, full time.
Wow.
And it's just hard to, you know, get around to everybody and take care of everything when you don't have the full support that you
Right.
need financially. You got to divide your time between another job, and I know that very well as a bivocational pastor.
Wow.
As a teacher and a pastor, something is gonna have to, give at some point.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
also about this because a lot of people was also concerned that they took the citizen presentation away. So what a citizen can only speak twice a month now. Do you know anything about that and why?
Now that's something that I'm not engaged like that in the community. My area
Okay.
has to do with the church,
Yes.
Okay.
and has to do with my those needs that come to my attention as a pastor. I have represented families in hearings to ensure that they are treated fairly and that justice is done for them. And we're not afraid to stand up for what's right.
Okay.
I don't care who's on the other side. You
Amen. I
can
like
talk
that.
to some of the leaders of this city and community who know me, and they'll tell you that we're very committed to fighting for what is right. And certainly my son is the same way. I promise you that.
I tell you what, thank you so much for taking out your
Oh,
time
sure.
talking
No,
to
no
us, man. We
problem.
really appreciate
I'm
this.
sorry that you couldn't get to talk to him, but a lot is going on, and
Right.
he's just not available right
And tell us
now.
why we say happy birthday.
But we knew.
We knew about
We
the
wanna say
birthday.
that, our first intentions are to make sure that we're for the people.
Yeah.
And as organizers, as leaders,
Right.
and things like that, my part of the investigation side, to make sure that we are represented in a way to where the person cares. You really help make sense of a lot
Yes,
of
yes,
things.
you did.
You really helped us as leaders and organizers. But there's people that are citizens here in Fort Worth. Some of them are just saying it's still not enough. They're still not satisfied. And so one of the things that we do is we do organize marches, and what we do believe is that we shouldn't just wait until a
Something
police
happens.
officer shoots and kills on our black man. With the crime going up on African Americans, it should be dealt with. See, marches come about change. It's when you're marching and protesting, they need that. We shouldn't slack on that at all. And we do need pastors such as yourself that's willing to be proactive and speaking up, allowing the wisdom of God to use them. And so,
like you did tonight.
And being transparent no matter what time of it is, because people are losing their lives with gun violence all hours of the night.
Yeah.
Detectives have to work all hours of the night when they get that phone call.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't stop, oh, I'm asleep. We are so thankful that you were transparent.
Yes,
out
yes, we
here,
are. Yeah, we feel
enough
so
to
much
speak
better.
with us. Okay,
Yeah.
we are just a little bit part of these citizens here in Fort Worth that are saying enough
Is
is
enough.
enough, because they're seeing the same old leaders, and it seems like to me that everybody has their own personal agenda. And now it's time to get some actions made. And so United My Justice is still going to be doing a march, a protest. And so it's good to talk about what you're doing, because we can't slack up.
Yeah.
Because we do still need to have that in order to even make things move.
Yeah.
So it takes the marches,
And
it takes the rallies, it takes leaders, it takes all of us to get policy changes, to get results done, to put that pressure on the police department to let them know we see what you're doing. We got eyes on you. And so we want to let you know. So what are your moves about going ahead and still doing a march? Because there are citizens who did elect him into office. Because they just wanted changes.
Right.
This last year's election was more about, hey, we are just tired.
Right.
And so we want to vote. We want to get these people out that doesn't need to be in here. And so when they were voting because they want to see accountability. They want to have justice. So what is your plan, United My Justice, when it comes to this march and not just giving up?
Well,
we got the closure to that.
I think what we need to do first is have a meeting with him. Have a meeting first with him. And now that we had a chance to talk to him, and now the second thing that we need to do is to make sure he can give us a call back so we can set up an emergency meeting, because the community is saying this is a state of emergency right here in Fort Worth, because Fort Worth residents are not used to having all this killing, and we've been having killings every single night. Somebody been getting killed all over Fort Worth.
Let me ask this: in your advocacy for improvement in this area, have you proposed any strategies? What I would love to hear that, because if I can be supportive as a pastor in some way to help push some of those strategies, maybe you all have come up with some ideas that haven't been thought of. Can you share with me a little bit about what ideas have you all proposed for getting a handle on this? What do you suggest?
That's the reason we came to talk to the city council, because we wanted to know what was the plans for the city council and the community about what they're going to do about the gun violence. We don't have any plan, but we want to know what the plans are. We want to sit down with the city council, sit down with the mayor, sit down with the chief. The chief already said he want to sit down with us and find out what plan, because they keep talking about they got a plan, but we don't know what type of plan, and we continue to see the gun violence happen here in Fort Worth, Texas.
Right.
From last year to now.
Another thing is, we just we sat down, we went to a meeting at the Como, Stop 6 Multipurpose Center. There was a panel of people, up on the panel or whatever. They still don't have
a plan.
I mean, they keep saying that they have a plan. So we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. We're angry mothers, and we need someone to defend our kids. I mean, if we don't have anyone out there to defend our kids, then
I'm gonna just tell you, you could not have a better person in office. But I've seen this young man be up at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, talking to citizens, talking to persons who can help bring about change. And I told him there is no way that I would undertake that kind of task under the conditions, the lack of support. I'm telling you, that's not just a full-time job. That's a full-time job
Wow.
that the councilmen and women are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the city, as large as this,
Yeah.
needs. We got a vote coming up,
Yeah.
and the citizens need to understand that if you want strong representation, you're going to have to provide the support necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if they have other jobs,
They have to do that.
I mean, you just can't. You can only expect so much.
But can I ask you this?
Yes.
And that's understandable. But you also got to look at it that all these city council and the mayor already knew that they wasn't going to be making that kind of money. Doing what they doing here. So my thing is, if you already knew that you wasn't going to make that money, everybody know that the city council, the mayor, don't make a lot of money.
Yeah,
So
it's
so
not
what would
about
you?
it's not about the money. Excuse me for interrupting, but
Okay.
it's not about the money. It's about the support you need to do the
Right.
job.
Right. Oh, I definitely
I
understand.
want to frame that a little differently because it's not the money.
Right.
That's not an issue with my son.
Mm-hmm.
He's a hard worker,
Oh yeah, you could.
and
You definitely
he's
tell
had
that.
4 jobs at one time, including being a professor at TCC.
Oh wow.
So, I mean, that's not the issue. The issue is being able to focus your full attention
Mm-hmm.
on the needs of the community.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that
Mm-hmm.
if you've got the support you need.
Right.
But if you haven't divided your time between meeting family needs
Oh yeah.
as well as meeting community needs, then it's quite a challenge. Now, he does a heck of a job, but it takes working around the clock.
Mm-hmm.
It
Oh,
takes
wow.
not getting any rest. I mean, they're in meetings all
Ooh,
the time. They're
wow.
out in the community all the time. He was just out in the community yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And before we left, it's interesting. People were coming to him, and we had prayer with some of the residents.
Wow.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
The residents were asking for prayer, and he said, "Well, my dad is here. He's a pastor. Dad, will you lead us in?" We joined hands, and
Wow.
we prayed right there on the spot.
That's what I'm talking about. That's powerful.
So all I'm saying is,
But that makes sense. That makes sense.
he is a servant.
Right.
He's a servant leader. He's not in it for himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's in it for the community. I promise you that.
So do y'all think we should be pushing for that? I mean, what do y'all think?
Do we?
I
Repeat the question,
say
I'm sorry.
I say push it, but we need to make sure that every city council is held accountable to what's going on.
Absolutely.
Every city council in
Accountability is
America.
absolutely
Accountability.
necessary.
It's
Yeah.
But let me peep this to you all.
Okay.
There's an even more serious challenge. I just spoke with one of our school officials, and there's a lot of corruption going on.
Yes, we already caught
In
on
our
to it.
school
You are
district.
so right.
Say that.
Ooh,
That
man,
I'm
you
dealing
said a
with right
hand.
now.
You said a handful.
I'm gonna give them an opportunity
Yes,
to show
yes.
themselves
Yes.
to be
You
who they
Yes.
say.
you said a handful there. You so right.
You've got a
Well
lot the
aware.
good old boy and good old gal
Yes.
system,
Woo,
and I don't care what color
man,
you are.
you preaching it, man. You
I
right.
don't care
I
what
like this
color
guy.
you are. Right is right, and
Yeah.
Wrong is
Yes,
wrong.
it is.
I like this
Yep.
guy right here.
And
Yep.
we've got folk that look like you and me
Yeah,
We just
We just talked
who are
about
not
that.
taking care of
of
our
the-
kids.
we just talked about that.
You know what? I used to work for
Are
the
you
school
hearing me?
district. I used to work for the
Yes.
Fort Worth ISD. I
Yeah.
seen it.
We just talked
Yes.
about
I
And
it.
I'm
seen it.
prepared to do what you're doing.
Okay.
I've already told them I'm gonna get a sign and I'm
We
gonna
was
name names.
we was
Yeah.
set, we would get
Yeah.
behind you.
Yes,
We
we
you
will.
know
You
my
hear me?
justice will get behind you.
Yeah.
We've got stuff going on that's criminal
Oh wow.
Yes,
Yes.
it is with
in Fort Worth
Yes.
ISD.
I believe you.
Political and criminal.
Yes.
Yes, I believe you.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are some
You
people
let us
doing
know.
things
We'll be willing to
that
protest
are
with
just
you.
flat out wrong. And I'm speaking as a pastor,
Yes.
as
Right.
an
Yes.
stakeholder in the community.
Yes.
Yes.
It's shameful.
You're
Some
right.
of the stuff that's going on.
I believe you too,
Our
sir.
kids are
Yes.
our kids are being passed on without
Yeah.
an education.
Ooh, that's why I told my son out
Finagling
of.
with numbers,
You right,
graduating
Say that.
kids who can't even read.
Say that.
Yeah.
man. You preaching it.
We going backwards instead of forward.
Yeah, you right. You
I
right.
understand why parents are
Yes.
frustrated,
Yes.
and many of them, unfortunately, are taking their kids out of the district.
I took my son.
Yeah.
My 15-year-old son has been out for 2 years.
I
2
mean,
years.
I understand the frustration as a retired educator and advocator
Yes, sir.
in this district.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
I agree.
that's
That's
one
the-
area that needs the citizens,
Clean
the
up.
residents of
Clean
this
it out.
community. It's time. The superintendent mentioned me. I had a one-on-one with him. You know, we get really interested in folk when they start speaking real loudly.
Right.
And I had a one-on-one with him. He said he needs to do some unhiring. He asked me to be a part of his leadership team.
Okay.
And I told him no. He said, well, why?
Yeah.
I said, because you and I will be fighting. Because I'm not a yes man.
I like this guy right here, man. I
I'm
like
not
this.
a yes man.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm about
business.
these children.
Yeah.
And we
Yes.
cannot rob them of their
Yes.
future. We are
Yep.
supposed to be stewards
Yep.
Yeah.
of their future, not
You right.
thieves that are stealing their future.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he said, well, I need to do some unhiring. I said, you need to do it. And I've already written a communication to the board
Oh, wow.
that said they need to since he's on his way out, let him clean it up.
Yeah. He need to.
Okay.
You right.
Good job.
I
Thank
don't
God.
care what color they are. If they're not doing the job,
Thank you.
they need
to
to
go.
Yes.
I like this guy.
There you go.
Wow.
They
Now
need
that's
to
real
go.
I
talk.
needed to hear this.
Do
You
hear
need.
me?
You need to. You
I
need to
just
run
spoke
from
with him
there.
this morning.
Okay.
I had a phone conference. I can show it to you.
Oh
on
no,
my phone.
we believe you. We
With
believe you.
one of their top school officials. I'm trying to
This
I'm
dude needs to
trying
run
give
from
them an
there, y'all.
opportunity
Yeah.
to show good faith
Right.
and actually do what they said they're going to do.
Right.
Yes.
But I'm prepared.
We got
Do
your
what is
back.
necessary, and there are others with me.
United My Justice got your
that
back.
we're ready to, because as you said a while ago, excuse me for borrowing your line. I give you credit. I'm not going to plagiarize. Enough
It's
is
enough.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'm saying that is an area
Yeah.
that would really
That-
help our children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because when children don't feel like they have a future,
Uh-huh.
That you
they
show,
have
man.
no hope.
Yep. They stray away.
They
Yeah.
stray away, and you end up with tragic events
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
that
Like
have occurred.
yeah.
And so I'm saying
Let's do it
eyes need to be focused
on the
the
school district.
Yes. Okay.
because people are making money
Mm-hmm.
and not
Off of them
educating
kids.
kids.
Yeah.
And some of them, y'all, I'm telling you, listen to me clearly, look like you and me.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can name a
We
few.
talked about
Yeah, we've been talking about
It's
that. You
time
right.
for a change.
In the school district.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These people need to understand they're not up there for themselves. They are public servants.
Yeah.
Yes. They are.
Well, I need to
Yes,
hear
sir.
this tonight. Man,
This
this
is
ain't
not
nobody
about
for
getting
God.
wealthy and living in plush houses, moving out of the community and going
Right.
way out somewhere where
Woo.
you can't be touched.
Yeah, you so right. Man,
It's
you,
about service.
you said a handful tonight. We needed the community need to hear that.
There we go. There we go. We
I'm
got it.
the root.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's where my son is coming from.
Okay.
Wow, we love it.
He is committed to the community, and he doesn't care what color you are.
Right.
He doesn't. Needs are needs,
Yeah, that's right,
and
sir.
he's fully committed to meeting those needs.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would urge you all just to
Yeah.
pray for him.
Yes.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna
Lift
pray
him
for.
up in prayer.
Yes, we are.
Because some of this stuff that we're dealing with now, it's going to take the Lord's help.
If we wouldn't have talked to you
To make it
tonight,
work.
sir, I'm gonna be real. We wouldn't have talked to you tonight. We wouldn't have knew all this stuff was going on.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah.
for taking out.
It's important that our community be awakened to the fact
Yeah.
of what's going on. These kids' futures are being stolen from them.
Oh, wow.
Legacy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Talk
talking
to
about.
some of the
that.
educators, some of the teachers, that those that aren't afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
right.
Talk to them. They will tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got kids being warehoused in auditoriums instead of being taught in classrooms.
And teachers are not getting paid enough.
That's the whole nother ball game right there. Since I'm retired, I can really talk about that one.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
saying, you know, we've got schools where they don't even have a full slate of teachers.
Oh wow. I believe you.
And largely, teachers are frustrated
They are.
about the leadership.
I talk to them every day
They're frustrated.
when I used to work for the school district.
The people who's supposed to be leading them don't know what they're doing.
Nope.
Because the good old gal, good old boy
just want him
system
to know
has
that
been
we'll back
played
him
so
on
long.
anything that
You
he
got
has
folk
going on.
leading
We'll
now
back him.
who
None of my
got
business.
there
We'll back him.
by
Wow.
being flunkies
Yeah.
and gophers. And that's all they know how to do.
Sad,
Brother
man.
Minister.
Yeah.
My name is Tanya with Come On Action News today. Would you like to invite the Come On Action News followers to come fellowship with you online or at your church service?
Oh, you'll find me every Sunday morning preaching the Word of God at South Fort Worth Baptist Fellowship.
Amen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're located at 875 McPherson Road, right here in Fort Worth, Texas, the great city and community of Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
Thank you.
You
Don't be
are
surprised if we
always
come
invited.
visit.
Thank you.
Listen, y'all pray for me.
Yes, sir.
Pray for
Yes.
my family.
We
Pray
gon-
for my son.
Yes,
We
sir.
will.
We need your prayers.
Yes, sir.
We're in this to win this.
Yes,
I love
sir.
how you
Yes,
say
sir.
that,
We're
sir.
in this to win this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Man, thank
He
you
is-
so
He
much.
he is no sellout.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I hope if you learned anything from me, you know that he's no sellout.
Okay.
He's all
you
about
said
what's
you
right.
said it.
Yeah, he's gonna tell you like it is. If he can get it done, he'll tell you I'll get it done.
Wow.
If he can't, he'll tell you that.
That he
He's
can't
not
get it
gonna-
done.
He's not going to mislead you.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
You summed it up.
I
Yeah,
also want
pretty
to
much.
mention to you, we did meet early with the deputy chief of Fort Worth. We discussed the mental health side too. What we're doing is the police departments throughout this nation are getting the training. We also offer citizens training, and it's free training for mental health, to be a first responder for mental health. City of Fort Worth doesn't have a place. A lot of the churches and also recreation centers are opening up their doors. I've partnered up with many police departments throughout the state of Texas. This is a 3-year certification for mental health first responders. All calls, with all this trauma that's going on, when you talk about the shootings, what's going on with Fort Worth ISD, that brings about trauma. And so I don't know how big your church is. Would you be willing to have some classes, there or training there at the church for the free certification for the citizens to be able to have it?
Yeah, what I would say to that is that we're willing to offer our facilities to anything that will help the community.
So
Any,
meetings.
and we will do that largely to any service group. We'll just make our place available and we'll
thank
be
you.
as supportive as we possibly can.
Wow,
Anything
man.
that's going to help the community.
Yes.
I will say this, that I believe the good Lord is. We're already talking about
Woo.
laying groundwork for a recreational facility.
Amen.
Yes.
That's in our
Yes.
vision,
Amen.
but not one that is exclusive to the membership.
Right.
One that'll be open to the community.
I love that. I
think it's
love
something
that.
wrong with churches
Yeah.
that have these facilities and then close them off to the very people they're supposed
That
to be
really
reaching.
need it.
Country club.
I like this
I
guy.
mean, I don't
He
get
hit it
that.
right on the money.
He needs to
I don't
run for
get that.
office.
What kind
Run
of
for something.
Yeah,
Jesus
I go
was
for it.
out where people could see and
Thank you.
get to him and he took risks to do that.
Yep.
And I don't
Sir,
get
if you
that.
ever
And
run
I'm not
for-
knocking anybody's church. I mean, I'm not.
He said he
That's
just
not
on the pastor
what I'm
side.
saying.
I know, I'm
I
just
just
saying.
don't understand that
I'm
strategy
just saying.
for reaching people.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
If you're going to reach them, you're going to have to meet them at the point of their needs. And we do know that recreation is one way to reach.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Especially the young folk. But I think there's some seniors like me that would love to be able to walk indoors and
Hey, I like to go in
get some of
too.
this weight under
Yes,
control.
sir. Yes, sir.
I'm a diabetic.
So I commend you all for being out,
Yes.
specifically at this time of
Exactly.
night.
I know.
Y'all really running
It passed
on
my
this.
bedtime.
Okay.
It passed my
Really?
bedtime.
Nice meeting
I
you.
appreciate
Hey, if you ever run for office, I'm voting for you.
Yeah.
well, I ain't running for nothing because I'm not a politician.
Yeah.
I'll let my son and those who are gifted to do that do that.
Yes.
I am a preacher. I'm a pastor. That's what I do.
Okay.
Well, y'all come on.
So
I
Yeah.
don't mean to be running it,
that you would communicate with him by those means. And I know that my sons are not afraid to address any issue. That's just who he is. He's one of the deacons in our church.
Okay.
And he is a leader in our church. He's a man of faith. He believes in service. He believes in fairness or justice, if you will. And I mean, he grew up in a God-fearing home.
Okay.
His mother passed away about 5 years ago, and but he's still going strong. And I was just thinking about his mom today, and talking to her in my own way to say that she'd be very proud
Wow.
of his commitment to serving. He is not in this for himself. He has a job, and but the city gets a lot of his time. That's why I urge all citizens to support full-time funding for their city councilmen, because right now the councilmen aren't really paid
Yeah, that's true.
to do what they're doing, and it's really a disadvantage to the community, because they're being asked to do things far beyond the financial support that they're getting. And I would encourage everybody to get out and vote and support that. We're too large of a city. We've got cities that are smaller than us that support their councilmen and women full time.
Wow.
And it's just hard to, get around to everybody and take care of everything when you don't have the full support that you
Right.
need financially. You got to divide your time between another job, and I know that very well as a bivocational pastor.
Wow.
As a teacher and a pastor, something is gonna have to, give at some point.
Let me ask you also
Yeah.
about this, because a lot of people was also concerned that they took the citizen presentation away. So what a citizen can only speak twice a month now. Do you know anything about that, and why?
Now that's something that I'm not engaged like that in the community. My area
Okay.
has to do with the church,
Yes.
Okay.
and has to do with my those needs that come to my attention as a pastor. I have represented families in hearings to ensure that that they are treated fairly and that justice is done for them. And we're not afraid to stand up for what's right.
Okay.
I don't care who's on the other side.
Amen.
You
I
can
like
talk
that.
to some of the leaders of this city and community who know me, and they'll tell you that we're very committed to fighting for what is right. And certainly my son is the same way. I promise you that.
I tell you what, thank you so much for taking out your time talking
No,
to
no
us, man. We
problem.
really appreciate
I'm
this.
sorry that you couldn't get to talk to him,
Yeah.
but a lot is going on, and
Right.
he's just not available right
And
now.
tell us why we say happy birthday.
Yeah. But we knew.
We knew about
We
the
wanna say
birthday.
that our first intentions are to make sure that we're for the people.
Yeah.
And as organizers, as leaders,
Right.
and things like that. My part of the investigation side, to make sure that we are represented in a way to where the person cares. You really help make sense of a lot
Yes,
of
yes, you
things.
did.
You really helped us as leaders and organizers. But there's people that are citizens here in Fort Worth. Some of them are just saying it's still not enough.